I'm Greg Johnston, CEO of Carl Data Solutions, an industrial Internet of Things company that provides big data solutions for monitoring critical infrastructure. Carl Data offers machine learning and predictive analytics features through our cloud-based applications to deliver key asset-saving operational insights from massive amounts of data. Carl Data trades on the CSE, symbol CRL, and the pink symbol CDTAF. For more details on Carl Data, please visit carlsolutions.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Mike Swanson, editor of WallStreetWindow.com. Welcome back to the show, Mike.
Oh, it's great to talk with you. It's great timing, too, because it looks like some very interesting things are happening in the financial markets, which could benefit a lot of people, really.
And what particular things are happening that you think are good?
Well, I know myself and a lot of your listeners are investing in gold, in mining stocks, and in 2016, they had a very large rally after having gone through a very vicious bear market. That was in 2016 when they rallied. But last year, they basically traded in a range all year long while the stock market went up more. And, of course, Bitcoin went totally crazy. And people really kind of just forgot completely about gold and mining stocks, and the general public lost interest in them. But today they're basically breaking out of this range. Gold, for instance, has had resistance at 1350, and the GDX around, which is a gold stock ETF, around 24 and a half. And today, they're trading above those levels. Now, what's interesting too is I follow the Commitment of Traders report, every single week. It comes out on Fridays, right as the markets close. And what they show you is what people are doing inside the futures market. And what's interesting to look at are the commercial, traders. They're the large producers and merchants, and they tend to be right, but they use the futures market to hedge their positions. And they tend to be mostly short because that's, they're hedging. What's interesting, though, is they've barely increased their short positions last week, even though gold has been going up, which that was a really bullish sign, and I think it's being confirmed by today's price action as we're speaking. Gold is up above that 1350 level. It's up over $10. Some of the gold stocks are up 3-4% today. And while Bitcoin, definitely was the market of last year that fascinated everybody because it went up so much, I really think this year it's going to be gold and gold stocks that become the story of the year when we're looking back on things next Christmas. So the problem, though, is I get lots of emails from people, and I read gold newsletter writers and so forth, and people are kind of nervous and scared. A lot of people sold out because they just got sick of waiting for this move to even start. And I get people emailing, should I wait for a pullback before I buy, or is it going to pull back, and all that kind of stuff. And the reality is nobody can predict that. It's very difficult to tell what's going to happen in the next 72 hours, and I don't pretend to be able to do that. And the really only solution to not being able to know exactly what's going to happen on a short-term basis is to align yourself with the long-term trends and have a position that's not so big that you get scared on any little dip. So, there's a tendency for people to want to grab onto one trend or one market and just make a massive bet and try to get rich overnight. And when you're on the internet, looking at financial websites or even on Facebook, you see advertisements where people promising you can get rich if you just do what they tell you to do. So I see myself on Facebook ads telling me I should buy Bitcoin, and if I put in, money in Bitcoin, they literally say I'll make $1 million. And that's really reckless. And Bitcoin, of course, has collapsed, or it's fallen 50%. I should say it's collapsed for Bitcoin people. That's, they think that's a normal drop. But my point of this tangent is that if I put 100% of my money in gold stocks right now, even though I think they're going to do well this year, it would be very difficult for me to hold throughout the rest of this year, because there will be a dip at some point, no matter, what it does, 10% pullback or whatever, who knows. But if I just put, a small amount of money, or whatever that might be for each individual person, but I myself, in my retirement account, I got 20% in mining stocks. I got some more money in physical gold and silver, but a 20% position for me is, I don't care if it falls 10%. I don't listen when somebody predicts a crash. It just doesn't scare me. And I'm able to kind of ride it out. And, when I see it up on a day like today, it's kind of nice. So that's kind of, I just want to say, you recognize what's happening and figure out a way to take advantage of it in a way that's not going to stress you out. Now, when markets go up, people don't think about that. Stock market people that are 100% invested in the U.S. stock market, they're not thinking about, well, what if it dips 15%? Because they just like falling asleep on the risks. And the Bitcoin people are just so manic and kind of crazed that it's like a casino if you talk to any of these people. But so the bottom line, it looks like a very significant day in gold, with a breakout above this range. See the GDX going really over that 24 level. We'll see if it can hold for the rest of this week. But it definitely looks like this could be the start of what would be the second leg of a bull market cycle. The first leg being in the first half of 2016. Then you get this consolidation period that sets the stage for the second leg. And I think that second wave is starting this year, if not starting as we're speaking on the phone, which is something else.
We'll have more with Mike Swanson right after the break.
Arctic Star Exploration, operated by a team of proven mine finders, is focused on diamonds in Finland and the Northwest Territories of Canada. A work program is planned for our Finland property that contains diamond-bearing kimberlite. Arctic Star trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ADD, and the Frankfurt Exchange, symbol 82A1. Please visit our website at arcticstar.ca or call us at 604-689-1799.
I'm Brian Fowler, president of Blind Creek Resources Limited, listed on the TSX Venture Exchange, ticker symbol BCK. Blind Creek is focused in the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and British Columbia. The company's key property is the Blend Project, one of the largest undeveloped lead zinc silver deposits in Western Canada, plus plans to advance the recently acquired, fully permitted historic engineer gold mine in the Atlan district of northwestern BC. Check us out at blindcreekresources.com.
Welcome back. We're chatting with Mike Swanson. Mike, oil has held up remarkably well in a part of the season where usually it declines. Do you expect it to continue to do well?
It probably will, and frankly, that it surprised me. A year ago, when oil was above $50, it seemed to have some trouble up there, and the oil stocks were the worst performing sector in the whole market in the first quarter of last year, and that made me think, well, oil is probably going to drop. I mean, and it didn't. We didn't have the big summer rally last year, and so forth. But it just dipped a little and it came back hard in the fourth quarter. So it definitely, looks like there's some strength to oil, and I don't know how much higher it's going to go, but I'm kind of skeptical that oil is going to go that much higher, really. But the oil stocks can go higher because they performed so poorly last year that you kind of get a whiplash effect. But thanks to the Trump tax cut, there's buybacks going on all across corporate America, and in fact, name slips me, but there was a big oil company this morning that announced a share buyback. So these things are helping, stocks across the board for the most part, and they're definitely going to help the oil sector because it's some of the biggest companies in the United States. So I think the sector can do well in the next couple months for sure.
Is OPEC and the Russians talking again of maintaining their freeze?
It seems like that, but I don't think we're in the same position though that we were a year ago, where they were almost in a sense of desperation to do something to keep the prices up. So we could end up seeing some people start to cheat before this year is over, but we'll see what happens on that front.
We'll have more with Mike Swanson right after this.
I'm Bill McWilliam, president of Cascadero Copper, CCD on the TSX Venture Exchange. Cesium is one of the world's rarest metals with a growing industrial demand. Drilling is underway on our Tehran property in Argentina to prove up a cesium resource. Cascadero's patent-pending leach process has the potential to make Cascadero the lowest cost supplier of cesium in the world. Visit our website, cascadero.com, or phone us at 604-924-5504.
Keep informed. Receive our weekly recap of thought-provoking articles, podcasts, and radio delivered to your inbox for free. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage, HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're chatting with Mike Swanson. Mike, what's your position on copper? It's really gone up over the past year. Can it maintain that?
Yes, I really think it can. Part of what's going on with precious metals is, of course, copper too, gold, silver, all the metals themselves had very vicious bear markets from really 2011 to 2016. And commodities in general fell too. Oil, of course, fell. But so did agriculture commodities, just the whole commodity complex. And when the commodity complex bottoms, typically gold and silver bottom first, and the other precious metals in inner bull markets, and then the other commodities end up following in months and even sometimes years later. So gold and silver tend to lead commodities in general, and then copper, palladium, and so forth kind of follow gold and silver really close. So once they started to take off last year, these other metals followed. And the thing is, a lot of the copper companies are actually acting even better than the mining stocks. Rio Tinto is at a 52-week high last I checked. Freeport McMoran's done well. So the copper miners have been performing excellent in the financial markets.
Cobalt seems it's almost becoming the new gold. It's going up in price dramatically.
Yeah, and that's what happens. I mean, I think people see copper go up and they see gold and silver go up, and they're like, well, what's the next metal to go up? I mean, I don't want to make the comparison to the Bitcoin people, but when you saw Bitcoin go up last year, people start to think, well, I'm going to go buy this other coin or this other crypto or whatever. And that's generally what happens, in a complex asset class, and even in individual stock sectors. People see one thing go up and they look for something linked to it. So we're really in a metals bull market. That's the bottom line, and cobalt's part of that. And it's likely, I think it's going to be the top gaining thing of the year, all these metals, really. The stock market did well last year, and, maybe it's going to go up more this year. It probably will before it falls in a meaningful way, although it could pause and have a little 5% pullback any moment, but a real drop, it doesn't seem to be in front of us. But even if the Dow goes up more, I think just the overall big picture of where the metals complex is, being in the second leg, just starting the second leg of a bull market, the potential returns are much bigger this year for them than what the stock market will do, or the bond market, or even Bitcoin at this point, after it's already fallen 50%, looks kind of shaky at the 10,000 level. I'll put it this way. The U.S. stock market started a bull market in 2009. It went up crazy, like 50% or so, within 3 months off of the March bottom, the first leg of a bull market, and then it paused for almost a year, broke out again, and that was the second leg, basically. And the second leg of a bull market usually can last for years, and I think that's what we're just starting in gold. So I think gold and the metals, cobalt, all the copper and all of them, palladium, are basically where the stock market was in the end of 2010. And you know what the stock market in Dow have done since then. So it's just I think a significant year and maybe even a very significant day for them right now.
Mike, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you. Great to talk with you.
My guest has been Mike Swanson, editor of WallStreetWindow.com. You're listening to HowStreet.com radio. You can contact us or our guests by emailing us at info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard. Thanks for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.